Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we're installing a 30-inch light bar on a Mitsubishi Outlander. Alright, let's get the hood open, and that way we can start taking off the cover. So I put the safety latch on. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to remove these 10 push pins so that we can take this cover off. We'll be able to feed the wire from the bottom of the grill, pull this out here, so that way when we do the wiring it's going to be a lot easier. So there's 10 of these. You just have to kind of prop them up and they come out. Prop them up and they come out. So there's 6 right in the front and there's 4 on top here. Excellent. Now that we have the pins out, we can just remove this up by pulling up on it and putting it to the side. So the next step is to remove 2 of the bolts, 1 on each side, and these are the bolts that we're going to be reusing for the M&R mounts. So we're going to back this out, put our M&R mounts through it, and reinstall the same bolts. Here are the 2 brackets that we're using from M&R. This is the driver's side, this is the passenger, and that's going to be the orientation. I'm going to go ahead and grab the passenger side, and I'm going to show you exactly how to install it. I'm going to feed it through the grill opening. I'm going to orient it, align it with the bolt hole, and I'm going to reinstall the same bolt that we've taken out. Sometimes, because you could see it's slightly misaligned, you might have to raise the bumper a little bit, so that way the holes get aligned. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and finger tighten it, so that way we can align the light bar in the middle. We're going to go ahead and center it, and then we can tighten it completely. Now there we are on the driver's side. We're going to go ahead and remove the same 10mm bolt. Turns. I thought it was already free. There we go. We're going to put the M&R bracket through the grill. You can hold it with one hand. And then we're going to reinsert the same bolt that we have taken out back into the same thread. Just a reminder, we're going to keep it slightly loose so that way we can put the light bar through the mounts, get the wire in the direction that we need, and then we'll go ahead and tighten those bolts last. Now we can go ahead and grab the 30-inch light bar and slide it from the outside in. Okay, so we're gonna get the wiring, everything inside. Excellent. In terms of the wiring, we're gonna want to feed the wire through the upper trim piece here if you want to get under. So let's get it here first. Let me feed the wiring in. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull on this flap and we're gonna go ahead and insert it through the opening. Then we're gonna go from the engine bay and we'll be able to pull on it. Okay, if you follow me up, we'll be able to reach in, grab the wire, and pull it through. So I'm going to go ahead, I don't know if you could see it from here. There's the wire, I'm going to reach in. And pull it through from the back. And this will give us plenty of wiring in order to connect it to our power source. So back here, let's go ahead and install the light bar in between the 2 mounts. We're going to go ahead and thread the side bolts. Now that we got the light bar mounted in between the 2 mounts, we're going to make sure that it's nice and centered, and we're going to tighten the side bolts. So this is centered based on the openings that we have. We'll grab our 10mm wrench, and now we can do the final tie downs for the side bolts. That was the passenger side, and we're going to do the same thing on the driver's side. Look how easy it is to install the single light bar. Now all we have to do is worry about the wiring. So if you feel like you want to install the bottom light bar on the top portion of the grill, you can definitely just slide it along the rail and tighten it up top here. You can move that here, aim it where you want it to be. Got it? There's not too much space in here, but you can do it little by little and just switch the tool from top to bottom in order to get threads onto the nut. All right, so now that you can see, we moved the light bar on the rail system above on the top portion of the grill. If you have a single light bar system, my preference, it's a lot more easier to mount it on the bottom section of the grill. If your preference is a little bit on top, the only issue you might have is space to tighten this bolt on the top portion. I use the normal wrench, little by little turn at a time. I got it to tighten. If you want the light bar to be mounted on the top part of the bracket, you're gonna install it on the bottom, thread these in, slide it up, and do the final turns on the top of the grill in order to secure the light bar. All right, now that we've mounted the LED light bars, now let's talk about the wiring. Each light bar has over 6 feet of wire, so whenever you feed it through the radiator support, you'll definitely have plenty of wiring to get to wherever you need to get it. Each light bar comes with a wire with 2 threads. The red one is a positive wire, the black one is a ground. Let me show you guys how we're gonna wire it on this vehicle. Today we're gonna try something different. Try to do a wireless remote. So let's see what contains in this kit. I will list a link to this particular product that we're testing. So let's see what it includes. It includes the remote with an on and off button. I think there's also other features such as a strobe function. Extra fuses if you need it. And when you open this up, I wanted to kind of do a quick walkthrough of what the wires are and how to connect it. So typically I like to start at the relay. So at the relay, you have a couple things going on. You have the positive and negative that go onto the battery, and they also have an internal fuse. That wire goes to the relay. One of the sides goes towards, one side goes towards the light bars themselves, 1 or 2, and then the other side of the harness has a wireless controller, and that's the one that's going to be picking up the remote. And then it also comes with a button switch, so this will turn it on and off, but you can also control it through a remote. If you don't want to use the button remote, you can just unplug it from the harness, and we're just going to be left with the wireless feature. The benefits of this particular kit is that you don't have to run it through the firewall. So it's a little less challenging of an install, but it'll only turn on with the remote. There is no buttons inside the cab, so there's positives and negatives around it. If you want to take this part of the remote inside the cab, you can have the button and you can have the remote as well. So it's all about how much effort you're willing to put into the installation and your level of expertise with running something inside the cab through the firewall. So first things first, let's connect the positive and a negative to the battery. All right, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna loosen this bolt on the battery, so that way we can slide the positive eyelid of the wiring harness. And what we can actually do is probably go around it. So you don't have to completely remove it, just go around it and make sure that it gets in between the washer. Now we're going to remove the negative terminal bolt and slide the ground onto the negative part of the battery. I'm going to slide this through and install the same nut back on. See, as soon as I put power on here, the actual module, you can see there's a light on here that it's in off position. When you tap this button, it's going to go into the green. All right, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove these connectors. I have my own crimp connectors that I'll be using, so take off the factory fittings. So let me put one crimp connector. Actually, I'll get 2 right away. Put the crimp connector on the red wire. With the crimping tool, we're going to do the same thing on the black wire. And these are the ends that we're going to go for the light bar. So same thing, red to red. Crimp the red to red, black to black. Alright, so now we can go ahead and test it. Let's see if it works with the switch. There we go, see? On, off. Let's see if it'll work with the remote. On, off. So whether you have a switch or not, you can completely probably take it away, and the module, see, I disconnect the switch altogether, and now the module can still operate the light bar. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the installation.